So, okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's meeting. I am Toastmaster SA, the Vice President Education for Pecten Toastmasters Club. And we're very excited to have you join us in today's meeting. But first, just a peek as we usually do in Toastmasters. This meeting is themed style. And as always, please, if you're on the call, kindly mute if you're not speaking, just to ensure that we have a fun and delightful meeting. Thank you. And so today, Pecten Toastmasters Club is delighted to welcome you to our club meeting. It's aptly named Team Style, and it's a topic that if you're someone who knows the Toastmaster of the day, you would get wow. This is a theme that
I've lost Essie.
Okay.
Mr. Essie, we can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me now? I have joined.
Yes, so mute one of your devices. There's a hallback.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes, it is. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, thank you, and apologies. I think the network has decided to follow me today for some reason, but a Toastmaster would always pull through. Welcome everyone to Pecten Toastmaster meeting. And just to lay the ground rules, please, if you're not speaking, kindly mute your device, and you can always use the chat box if you have any questions. And also, I would like to read the Toastmasters promise. We do not need to read alongside. You can just read in your mind. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of the projects to the best of my abilities. Apologies, can we see the screen? TMOD?
So we were seeing it, but not anymore. Now it shows that you are starting. Yes, we can see it now. We can see it now.
Okay, thank you. So I go again. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs, and to act within the Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. And next would read the Pecten Club mission statement, which is to provide
Sorry, I do not know what keeps happening.
Okay.
Can we hear me?
Yes.
My network has really. Okay. Let me just read the Pecten mission, which is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. Thank you. I want to say, so help me God. so help me God. Please, can we still hear me?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Apologies, I'll keep asking because we are.
And we'll keep answering.
Okay, so unfortunately, our president is unavoidably absent. So I would be giving the introductory speech. So hello, everyone. I am very delighted to be here and excited. Okay, I just realized you are seeing me somewhere else. Okay, and this is a very fun meeting. Style, when you hear about style, what does style mean to you? It can mean a diverse range of things, right? It can be how you look, how you dress, how you talk, the kind of possessions you have, how people even perceive you. Style has a lot of meanings that can be very diverse. And if there's one thing I think Toastmasters have, is that we have style. If you're on this call and you're a Toastmaster, you're definitely someone with style. I really love the quote that goes with our theme today. It says, style, all who have it have one thing, originality. So if you know you're someone who has originality, this is definitely the right place for you to be. This is a place where we teach you how to be more stylish in how you speak, in how you talk, in how you lead, and in how you communicate. So as we go about this meeting today, I hope you get inspiration on how to ensure that your style is something that suits what you really want. When you think about style, what is it for you? Are you comfortable with the style people see or assume you have? How can you refine your style to be even much more elegant and become a seasoned communicator? This is the right place to help you in that journey. And may we all keep being stylish Toastmasters. I'm going to clap for myself in case, okay, I can see more people clapping for me. I like that. I would now be introducing our Toastmaster of the day. I am very, very delighted to introduce her. She's someone that some people call a slay mama. If you're Nigerian, I'm sure you know when they say someone is a slay mama. A slay. In fact, her name on my phone is actually a slay mama. She's someone who style is very important to her, specifically with her fashion style. As you can see, she's wearing a very colorful outfit. Yes, she's looking all sleek and excited. In fact, you have to invite her to different things to see her style. But even if she's someone who has brilliant fashion style, there's also her style of communication, how she speaks, how she talks, and how she leads. You're going to see it play out beautifully in today's meeting. Our Toastmaster of the day is Toastmaster Joy Ekwuchi James. She is the Vice President membership for Pecten Toastmasters Club. She is in the dynamic leadership pathway. She is our champion, at least for the time being. We are already in contest season, and she's going to be contesting again. And her hobbies include traveling, spending time with family, and watching interesting shows. Her favorite quote is by renowned industrialist Tom Ford, and it says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Toastmasters and guests, please put your hands as I welcome to the virtual lecture our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ekwuchi Joy.
Thank you so much, Madam GE, Madam President in representative, all in one. I am super excited. For a moment there. I was like, all this for me? Wow. Thank you. I am super happy, as you can see and you can tell. I'm happy to be in today's meeting. I'm also happy to be playing the role of Toastmaster of the day. I've missed playing this role actually, so super excited about it. And I see Toastmasters whenever this quote is read, I always look at my partner in quote's face, Tosin, and I see the smile that beams on his face. I'm like, yes, that's our quote. All right, today, as Toastmaster Essie has already laid the foundation, we are talking about style. The theme of today's meeting is style. Personally, I'm one who really associates with that word in everything I do. I always try to stand out. I always try to make sure that in my communication, Sorry, please confirm that you can hear me and see me. Okay.
We can hear you. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, just lost connection for a while there. In my communication, in my fashion sense, everything that I do, I always try to stand out and show style. It was Rachel Zoe that said that style is the way you say who you are without having to speak. So these are words I truly, truly, truly stand by. So without further ado, we'll be going straight into the matter of the meeting. I'm Toastmaster of the day. I'm going to be the captain of this ship. You understand? And I see that some of us already understood the assignment. I see Essay's top. I see this is giving all it should be giving. Thank you for that. So just if you're forgetting the theme of the meeting, just look at Essay and you remember. As the Toastmaster of the day, I'm going to be introducing the general evaluator, who would be the chairman, so to speak, of the meeting, who would evaluate everything that happens from the beginning of the meeting to the end. Well, I'll let her say what she'll be doing today. She'll also have a team of evaluators that would be working with her today during the meeting. The general evaluator is no other person than a face that you have seen, and you will see a lot in this meeting. Someone that I personally like, Toastmaster Ayeni Okereka. She's a writer and environmentalist. Her hobbies are reading, eating free, delicious food, and exploring creative works. I'm surprised she did add collecting dollars here, but I mean, I'm sure that's in another bio. She's on the innovative planning pathway, BPE, Pecten Toastmasters Club. And her favorite quote is, examine the labels you apply to yourself. Every label is a boundary or a limit you will not let yourself cross. And that's by Wayne Dyer. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, please put your hands together and join me welcome our general evaluator, the Oga Patapata of today's meeting, Toastmaster Ayeni Okereka.
Thank you, our Toastmaster of the day, our stylish Toastmaster of the day, a lady of PIZZAZZ. Thank you for that beautiful introduction, and hello, everyone. Welcome to today's meeting. I would be serving as the general evaluator. What's happening in accent today? But, well, this is a safe space for us to improve how we communicate. As the general evaluator, I will be working with a team of role players to investigate, observe, and give feedback on how the meeting holds today. I would not be doing it alone because, as I like to say, a Toastmaster never works alone. First on the list is our grammarian. Our grammarian today is Toastmaster Angelica Daniels. She is a graduate of mass communication from the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka. She's a writer and an international relations enthusiast. She's a feminist and advocate for respect among humans. And she is the vice president membership for OAS Toastmasters Club. And she's very passionate about the English language. Welcome, Toastmaster Angelica. Kindly come on the lectern to introduce your role.
Hi, TMSA. Good afternoon. Evening. Good evening, everyone gathered on the call. I am so happy to be at Pecten Toastmasters Club. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for introducing me so wonderfully. Every time you're introducing me, I'm wondering if it's me. I might fine you for using my word of the day before I presented it to the House, but I'll decide that with the president. So, without further ado, my name is Angelica Omoga, actually, not Daniel, and I am your grammarian for today. So, if TMSA would do me the favor of putting our word of the day up on the screen, I will take us through that really quickly. Okay, while I'm waiting for that, I want to comment that you're looking very stylish at this meeting, TMSA. You took the assignment very seriously. You and Ekwuchi took the assignment very, very personally. Okay, so we have it up. Our word of the day, according to our theme of style, is pizzazz. you know, and when you even say the word, you say it with style, like pizzazz, you know, say it with style. So that's our word of the day. It means the quality of being exciting or attractive. Synonyms for the word are charm, captivating, allure, attractiveness, appeal, etc. And do we have antonyms here? I think one antonym is for something to be repulsive. Repulsiveness is an antonym of the word. Examples of pizzazz in a sentence. We have the moderator had a lot of pizzazz, or the young actress has a lot of pizzazz, or TM Essay's top has a lot of pizzazz, you know. So let's all enjoy using the word of the day and use it as much as possible every time that we speak or communicate on the platform. I will be back at the end of the meeting to give a report for how well we use the word, as well as how well we used grammar and vocabulary throughout the meeting. Thank you very much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angelica. Apologies for mispronouncing for the surname. And you look like a lady of pizzazz too. So I'm definitely delighted to have you serve as our grammarian in today's meeting. Our next role player is Toastmaster Samuel Umere. He is a software engineer who loves playing squash and DJing. We already know someone that is helping us for our December party. His favorite quote is "Get busy living or get busy dying." Toastmaster Sammy, please come on the virtual lectern to explain your role.
And I'll be your accountant for today. So, greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. The purpose of the accountant is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen to use words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for fill-out. I will also note when the speaker or this. At the end of the meeting, I report the number of times.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sammy. And we hope to not use filler words. Let me speak very slowly. Our next role player is our timer, Toastmaster Jibike Oshodi. She is a legal practitioner and serves as the Sergeant at Arms for OAS Club. She loves reading, traveling, self-development, exercise, and cooking. And her favorite quote is, "He who hesitates is lost." Welcome, Toastmaster Jibike. Kindly introduce your role.
Thank you very much for inviting me for this meeting. I've seen so many ladies of pizzazz and style and elegance. Toastmaster of the day.
Is it
Sorry,
just me,
Toastmaster
or-
Jibike, please share how you would be timing us today. Okay, it seems there's a network glitch. Please confirm if you can hear me or hear the timer.
We can hear you, but not.
Originally.
Oh, okay. I think this
Is
Mr.
that-
Jibike is having a bit of a network glitch. You can hear her clearly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So is it possible that
Jibike,
maybe
can you hear us, please?
Okay, can I suggest that maybe we have just a backup timer, since her network is because it's a very critical role. just in case she's not able to, just as a backup, just in case she can't.
Okay.
But I see her here now though, but I don't know if she's able to hear us.
Okay, Toastmaster of the day. Tim GPK, can you hear us, just to confirm? Okay, so there will be a backup timer, and I would use the chat box to just share green when, please confirm you've gotten it, for example. Wow, network today is really brilliant. Okay, Toastmaster GBK, we can see you've shared that your network is bad. Do you plan to share timing cues by sharing your screen or using the chat box? Might we suggest using the chat box so that helps? I would also use the official Pecten account as a backup. So when it's green, when it's yellow, you get yellow. And when it's red, you get red. Toastmaster of the day, is that fine?
Absolutely fine, yes.
Okay, thank you. And so those are my team of role players. I am the general evaluator.
I thought I heard someone say something. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Can you hear us clearly now, Toastmaster of the day?
Yes, I can. I heard someone trying to speak, so I felt like someone was trying to speak, but I guess that was someone that wasn't muted. Thank you so much, Madam GE, for introducing your formidable team that possess all the pizzazz in the world. Thank you so much. I'll go straight ahead to the first part of the meeting. As we always say, and I mean, we sound like broken records at this point, that Toastmaster meeting comprises of 3 segments: the table topic segment, the educational segment, and the evaluation segment towards the tail end of the meeting. So right now, the first part, which I particularly enjoy, is the table topic segment. And we have a captain for that. I'm going to relinquish some of the control, not all, just some, to the table topics master, who would be conducting the table topics segment. Today, the table topics master is my personal guy, Toastmaster Tosin Lorelike. He is a procurement engineer. He is on the pathway of strategic relationships in OCSC club. His hobbies are playing football. His favorite quotes, one of the reasons why I like him is because we share a favorite quote, is by Henry Ford, that says, "Whether you think you can or you can't, you are absolutely right." Mr. Tosin, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joy. Just so it doesn't feel like it's a one-sided friendship, you're also my personal guy. So thank you for looking stylish today and introducing me as you did. I will be the table topics master today, and that means I'll be coordinating the segments, which allows for participation from both members and guests alike. So anyone is free to participate. I'm looking forward to each and every one of you trying to participate with PIZZAZZ. That being said, I have 8 questions, but no, they are not questions. We'll be doing it differently today. I have 8 pictures, and when you select a number, I will flash the corresponding picture on the screen, and you just tell me, or you tell us, what comes to your mind within 1 to 2 minutes when you look at that picture. These are pictures tied to style in one way or the other, so do not fret. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. So I'm looking forward to your participation. If no one volunteers, I am allowed to actually pick people at random from the audience. So I hope you would cooperate with me and I do not have to select you. Thank you. And I'm now waiting for the first volunteer. All of you are my guys, not just Toastmaster Joy, so please volunteer. All right, Toastmaster Josephine. How are you doing, Toastmaster Josephine?
Very well, thank you. The table topic master.
All right. So you have 8 questions. Questions 1 to 8 or pictures 1 to 8. Which would you like?
Question 3.
Question 3. All right. I will be flashing the picture on the screen. Tell us what comes to mind.
Oh, wow. A picture with PIZZAZZ. What comes to mind is my 15th traditional wedding anniversary. That is the first thing that comes to mind. It was quite a day full of PIZZAZZ. Seeing this picture again just reminds me of all that took place that day. How I was in the room, my bedroom, and I was called upon to come out that my husband is in our sitting room. And it was as if I wanted to rush out. She said, no, the bride comes out with a lot of PIZZAZZ. You don't need to rush out. We are going to fan you. We are going to sing all of the praises while you are coming in. And you are going to come out with a lot of glamour. You take that glamorous step when you are stepping out of the room. So I did. I was shy, you know, I was a bit shy, like, oh, this thing is so funny. How I'm going to do this today. So my mother's sisters, they started fanning me. And they were shouting my name. The beautiful bride, the beautiful queen. Here comes the queen full of PIZZAZZ. Who can be like her? Did you see her? The beauty of Ugeli, the beauty of Robo Kingdom, the beauty of Delta State. Have you seen such a beautiful queen? Oh, I wish my video is on so that you can see the way they were blowing me. And I indeed felt like a queen full of PIZZAZZ. And it's back to you.
Thank you so much, the beauty of Ugeli, for sharing that wonderful memory with us. Thank you. It's a privilege indeed. I loved your energy. All right, so we can see it's quite easy. It's pretty easy. Thank you, Toastmaster Josephine, for belling the cat. Who's going to go next? Who would like to go next? You should not fall my hand, please. I'm begging. I can see some experienced Toastmasters on the call, so very soon I'll be calling names. All right. Toastmaster Bukola, would you like to give it a go? Toastmaster Bukola, are you on the call? Toastmaster Millicent, would you like to give it a go?
Good.
Thank you. Praise the Lord. Good evening. All right, Toastmaster Millicent, we have 8 questions. Question 3 has been taken. Which would you like?
Question 2.
Question 2. All right.
Is it just me or Toastmaster? Tosin is frozen.
I think we lost him.
Aha.
Ooh, save girl.
No, you're not. Don't
You're
be
not
too
safe.
excited. Just hang in there, dear. hang in there. He'll be back shortly. Just while we wait for Toastmaster Tosin to get back, I'll just use this opportunity to welcome everybody on the call again. There's some new people that just came in. I see Anu Oluwapo's iPhone. Welcome. I see Bukola Ayeni. I see GBK, Josephine, Millicent, Ogochuku. Welcome to Sponsor Ogochuku. Tucson, are you back? Are you back in? This is me just.
Yes, I am. My
Oh, great.
apologies.
Fine.
Village
All right.
people doing village people things.
That's what
All
they
right.
do best. Over to you.
Toastmaster Millicent, please confirm you can see my screen.
I can't see your screen.
Toastmaster Joy, can you see my screen? Ah, okay.
Not yet. Yes, now. Yes, can.
Okay, yes, I can see your screen.
All right. So what comes to mind when you see this picture?
Okay, I recently watched a movie. I think the title of the movie is Spirit Untamed, and it's about a wild horse that just would not allow anyone to put in a cage or tame it, or just horses. The horse in particular just wanted to be free. And when I see that picture, I just see someone who allows the hair to grow, just wants to express every single thing that he has within. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm just seeing expression to the fullest. You can see the tattoos, you can see the beard that's really grown, you can see the eyes just so intense. And I just see a lot of unspoken words. So when I see that picture, it just reminds me of Spirit Untamed, the movie. I don't remember if it's a Disney movie or something, but that movie really touched me because the name of the girl there is Prescott. I think her name was Lucky Prescott. And she really wanted to learn to ride a horse, but her father wouldn't let her because her mother died riding a horse. But somehow she met that horse, and that horse inspired her to continue to, express herself. And she started to ride. So yes, that's really what I see when I see that picture. I see expression, I see style, I see originality. And I think everybody here should, as much as there's certain things you want to say, feel free to find a good channel to express those things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Millicent. Expression, freedom, originality, all qualities of good style. So thank you very much for that reminder. Who would like to go next? We have 2 more slots. Who would like to go next? I can see the Cesar DTM on the call. Would you like to go? Toastmaster Uche, are you able to take a question?
Okay, so I can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, so I'm moving in style, so I'll try to see if I could take one, if that's possible.
All right, you got this, don't worry. So we have 8 questions, 2 and 3 have been taken. Which would you like?
Oh, I'll do one.
Oh, 1. You guys don't want the bottom half. Interesting. So 1 coming up. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. So what's the question?
Tell us what comes to mind when you look at this.
Okay, so just give me a sec. Can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear.
Can you hear me clearly? Okay, so what comes to mind for me? So there's a saying, there's a quote that says that art, so that there's no method to art, and that whatever it is that comes out of you, it is just in the way you transmit it to the world that makes it art. And so the picture I see, or the picture you displayed, was of someone who had dreadlocks and had his beard. And of course, a couple of people, or some people may think that, oh, that's not a good style. But I put it to you today that looking at that picture, all I can see is the person's style. The fact that he was able to take some time, and if you imagine how long it takes to get those dreadlocks together, to take some time to get those dreadlocks, to take some time to grow those beards and look like a Tosin that you can see today on the call. That is style. In the way he expresses himself, he has his dreadlocks and his beard. So I ask you on the call today, what is that thing that you do that to you or the world looks at it as if it's weird, as if it's not in conformance with what is happening at that time? What is that thing that you do that a lot of people have come to tell you, oh, it doesn't look good, it doesn't conform to what people are saying or what the world thinks it should be? It is the way you put it together and show the rest of the world that makes it style. So look around, check your lifestyle, and package some of those things that may even look like flaws and make them style. I have a small scar on my face, but I think it also makes me look like I have a lot of style. It doesn't make me feel like it's a part of me that I should be ashamed of. So Toastmasters and guests, Tosin, the person I just saw there is a person with pizzazz and style. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Uche. Thank you for obliging me. Thank you for delivering that speech with pizzazz. We have one more slot, so who would like to take the last question? One more slot. I know who I'm going to call if no one volunteers. A very good friend. I'm actually just interested in hearing how she would answer any of these questions. Toastmaster Essay, I know you're GE, but please oblige me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So questions 1 to 3, were you eating?
Please go ahead, Table Topics Master.
Sorry about that. Questions 1 to 3 have been taken. Which would you like?
Question number 8, please.
Question number 8. Question number 8 coming up. Please confirm once you can see my screen.
Yes. Yes.
So what comes to mind?
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I see a very cheerful smile of someone bearing a piercing. As someone who has a lot of pizzazz, I like jewelry. I feel jewelry are one of the ways you can show your style, but also keeping wealth. I am a big fan of rings. I have one right now in my hand. I'm a big fan of people expressing themselves with sparkly, shiny things, be it in your frame lens, like I have right now, or a ring, or a piercing on your tongue. So when I see that, I see someone who is trying to build wealth through their jewelry while showing their dentition. One of the things about jewelry is that it attracts people. It tells people, oh, I'm a person of pizzazz. So when you decide where to place it, it now becomes a much more interesting conversation. Because if you place it in your lens like I've done, people might say, yeah, she's a girl of pizzazz, but maybe she's a bit calm. If you wear it on your hand, depending on which of the fingers it's on, it might mean you belong to someone or you're just a stylish person. But when you have a piercing on your tongue, it tells different stories. So or they might wonder, this might be someone who is possessed, or they might even think, maybe it's someone who likes pain. If I see jewelry in the mouth of a person, I would think it's a person who has a lot of style, someone filled with pizzazz, and maybe someone who is crying for help, because it feels like you're inviting people to share their opinions, especially if you're in Nigeria. No offense, but no matter the amount of pizzazz you have, wearing jewelry on your mouth and moving around the public, it means you're calling for a lot of information or a lot of expression or a lot of questions that you might not want to answer. So depending on where you are in the world, if you're in Nigeria like me, I think you can maybe play it a bit safe. You can be a person of pizzazz, but wear it on your hands, wear it on your glass lenses, wear it on your ears, wear it on your tongue. I worry about the hygiene, I worry about the bias, and yeah, that's it for me. I see someone with jewelry on their mouth. I think they have pizzazz. I think they're adventurous. But I also think it means they probably like people talking or asking them questions, and they can handle a lot of pain. Thank you, and back to you, our table topics master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ese. You see why I wanted to hear you speak. So thank you very much, everyone, for participating, starting with Toastmaster Josephine, who told us about her wonderful wedding, then Toastmaster Millicent. We also had Toastmaster Uche, and finally we had Toastmaster Ese. A big thank you to each and every one of you. And at this point, I'll hand over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tosin. It was no accident that you were picked to anchor this session. You did it with so much pizzazz, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I wish more people would have spoken, but I mean, we have a time constraint. Right now, we're moving straight ahead to the breakout rooms. Okay, I see that the polls are up on the screen. Please feel free to vote. Okay, so what I see on the screen is that the result, or are we allowed to pick? Mr. Essay, please confirm.
Sorry, you are a co-host. That's why you can't vote. You can only see the result.
Okay. Because I was like, all right. Okay, so please, I'll give you a few seconds to vote, and then we can move ahead. Next on the agenda is actually the breakout rooms. This is going to take, we'll just do 5 minutes. Timer, please time us. We'll do 5 minutes in the breakout room, and then we'll come back to the main room for the one manual speech that we have today. Then we'll take it up from there. Mr. Esa, please confirm that breakout room availability is on ground.
Yes, I just want, once we've gotten all the voting, okay. Once we get up to a good number of votes, the next one, I would be launching it.
Okay, great. Whilst that is going on, I was just thinking before the meeting, I was thinking about quotes that had to do with style, and I stumbled upon one that said, style is about confidence. That's the real beauty. Style is about confidence, and that's the real beauty. So during table topic segment, we had pictures showing things that were somewhat unconventional. The guy with the dreads and the beard, the lady with the piercing on her tongue. All of these things are things that are controversial, not conventional. But I mean, if they wear that style with confidence, someone might say that that's beautiful. Someone might actually appreciate it. And then someone who goes the regular way and does everything right, supposedly, but doesn't wear it with confidence, doesn't have that aura, doesn't have that pizzazz about them, then we don't see the true beauty. So I just think that in whatever you do, whatever style you pick, unconventional or conventional, just wear your style with confidence. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. All right, so I just want to know if...
I'm ready.
Are we ready now?
Yes.
Great, because I feel that if I keep doing this, I'll turn to Chimamanda or something. All right, please, on the screen, you'll see the invitation to join a breakout room. Please endeavor to do that. Meet you in the breakout room. All right, everyone, please join.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm just confirm our Toastmaster of the day is probably coming back too from our breakout. Toastmaster of the day, are you back on the call?
Yes, I was very harshly and brashly moved out of my breakout room. Oh my goodness. Yes, I am back on the call. It was an absolutely enjoyable session. Someone made a promise to me. Someone in that breakout room made a promise
Like
to me that she would turn on her.
18th of November.
Okay, please, if you're not speaking, kindly mute. Thank you. So someone on the call promised me that she would turn on her video because essay, it was my essay. If you see this person, she's this style theme we have. If style was a person, it would be her hair, her necklace, everything. So I'll be looking out for her to turn on her video so we can all tap into that energy. She's giving main character energy today. All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today, we would be having one manual speech, and just give me a moment. I need to confirm who the evaluator would be for. Okay, great. So today we're having one manual speech, and the Toastmaster who would be giving us this very scintillating speech would be Toastmaster Bukola Ayeni. Once again, I have a lot of friends on this call. Someone I personally know, she's an amazing person. Her speech title is Transformation Moment on Radio with BSN Projects from the Innovative Pathway Level 5 Project 1. Her evaluator would be Toastmaster Ogene, who we have introduced a gazillion times on this call. She's not new to us. We particularly enjoy seeing her at this point. So Toastmaster Ogene will come on here and just give us the objectives of Toastmaster Bukola Ayeni's speech and what we should look out to see and what the assignment is, what the goal is, and the purpose of her speech is. All right, over to you, Toastmaster Ogene Okereka for Toastmaster Bukola Ayeni.
Thank you, our Toastmaster of the day, ever brimming with PIZZAZZ, and hello, everyone. Today, Toastmaster Innovative Pathway Level 5 Project 1. The purpose of this project is for her to apply her leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan or organize a guardians committee and then implement the plan with the help of a team. This is the first speech, and the goal of it is for her to introduce her plan and vision to the house. Toastmaster Bukola Ayeni is a lady who lives with PIZZAZZ, and I'm absolutely delighted to hear her share with us her vision. Please put your hands together as I welcome Toastmaster Bukola Ayeni on Transformation Moments on Radio with BSN Project. Toastmaster Bukola, the virtual lectern is yours.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster SA. Please confirm that you can hear me, you can see me, and also see my slides.
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. So today I'll be talking about the projects that we have already executed here in my organization. It was my idea, and by virtue of that, I became the project manager, all right? So basically, it's a transformation moment on radio. So basically, a radio program for everyone. And the project is divided into 3. Okay, we have the pre-project stage, we have the project itself, which is during the project, and we have the post-project stage. Okay, now this is about the pre-project stage rather. And the objectives of this project is to educate listeners or potential students, is to connect with BSN community, I mean alumni, student, prospects, and so on. And finally, to increase sales. You can see that the font for sales is larger than the rest. So it's to increase sales through recruitment of new students for the school or organization. Under the pre-planning stage also, we have a project plan, and the plan is that this project, which is the transformation moment on radio, will be divided into 2 parts. So the part 1 is that it is a radio program which will be aired here in Nigeria, It will be for the BSN community, like I mentioned. It will be weekly, and it will be a phone-in that people can call and ask questions about the session ongoing. The second part is that it will have a webinar part, which will be hosted on Zoom, and we will have guest speakers that are not part of the BSN community come on board. And why do we have to include that? So that we can diversify the project and include key stakeholders. So the project duration is 12 months. Now the resources we need are divided into two. We have the external and the internal. So the external, we need media agencies to help research and get data on the target audience that we want to reach out to. So to give us the best station that will help us to achieve that. The second is a creative agency to design and provide publicity for the materials that we'll be using for this project. Now the internal resources rather that is needed, number one is fund. Fund is king in every organization. And second is to get the management approval. And finally, also to get staff active participation. Now, as you can see on the screen, before the project started, we had milestones to measure progress. So the first part is to research and pick the best radio station, to select the best radio station. The third is to get budget approval, and so on and so forth, as you can see on the screen. Now, I didn't do this alone, just like we have a general evaluator that work with a team of people, all right? So for me, I had to work with a team of people, and I also formed the committee that I worked with. So basically, I worked with 3 people, and the first person on the team will be myself, Bukola, Ayeni, as a project manager, and I worked with these 3 awesome, wonderful people. They are excellent people. So Morenike Adeyeye was the operations person, she's in charge of selecting and providing guest speakers, communicating with the guest speakers for each session before that day. All right. So next is the Mr. Kayode Olusope. Okay. So he's the agency team lead in charge of receiving and executing media, creative briefs, and the rest. And last but not the least person is Gideon Ogundeye. So he's in charge of publicity for all the radio sessions that we will have in the future. So our means of communication is basically email. I will pick email as number 1 for formality and more importantly for record purposes, all right? So we'll be using phone call, WhatsApp, and also Zoom. Now, the next part is the project itself. It has been executed, all right, and thanks to the team and the committee I worked with. This is just a sample of one of the radio sessions that we had. So you can see the beautiful speaker. She's a BSN alumni. You can see where she works. We can see the topic she'll be talking about, what the program is about, the timing, the dates, and so on and so forth. This is the second part of the project I mentioned earlier, that it will have a webinar part. And this webinar part, this was one of the sessions we had. It was held during one of our sessions on Zoom some months ago. Now, next is the post-project stage. Now, we've spoken about the pre-project, about the planning, the milestones, and so on and so forth like that. Now, the next stage for us was now executing the project, all right, which was executed with style, with PIZZAZZ, as we have been using the word earlier, and the project went well. And so all that put together, it was executed for 12 months, and we got feedback from all the key stakeholders. Now, the post-project stage, we now have to do an evaluation of the project so far and the report. And we found out that the project didn't deliver what we really wanted, because the agency that helped with the selection of the radio station didn't do due diligence, and we didn't get return on investment. And that was a lesson for me moving forward for other projects. So that's just a quick recap about the projects, what we're able to do, and the achievement that we had so far. Thank you very much. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bukola Ayeni. Thank you for sharing with us that initiative. It's quite innovative. quite insightful, and we're hoping that going forward, if the project is still in motion, we're hoping that it gives the results that, or the required and the expected results in times to come. Thank you so much for that. So without further ado, we are winding down in today's meeting. We're just quickly going to go to the last part of the meeting. As I had earlier said, the meeting has 3 segments, and we had done the table topic segment, the prepared speech segment, which we just concluded. And last but not the least would be the evaluation segment. And to take us through that segment, we're going to call on the person that has been the Oga Pata, like I said, of this meeting. Well, second to me, I'm the main captain, the second in command. I feel like she's going to evaluate me during her general evaluation for insubordination. But yes, our general evaluator, please come on here and with your team of evaluators, tell us how we've done today with your reports. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, the lady with pizzazz and style. Thank you for such an amazing meeting. It's been delightful thus far. And hello, everyone. Welcome back again. It's now time for the evaluation session. And first on the list would be having our table topics evaluation. Unfortunately, our table topics master was unable to join the call, but I would be double hatting and providing some feedback from the part I was able to note during the table topics evaluation. Note that I won't be able to evaluate my own table topic, but please, we can also use the chat box if you have any feedback you would like to suggest. So our first table topics, apologies. So just to, yes. Our first table topic speaker, I'd like to commend the table topics master. Please confirm you can hear me. Keeps closing up.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. I want to comment the table topics speaker. I absolutely love, he conducted the table topics section with pizzazz and style. I love the fact that he used visual. What comes to mind. I thought that was really very well done. I also loved the fact that even when there were no volunteers, he was able to immediately show initiative by calling on seasoned Toastmasters to participate in the table topic session. My only feedback would be to try, we always encourage one seasoned Toastmaster and then a guest to also consider incorporating guests into the table topic session, explaining what the table topic session is while giving, while calling on people to volunteer. Well done, our table topics master. First, we had Toastmaster Josephine, who took on the topic or the image of a couple who were getting married. I love the fact that she used the word of the day 4 times. It might have been more. I love her vocal variety when she said, no, the bride comes out with a lot of pizzazz. You don't need to rush out. The beautiful queen, the beautiful girly queen. I thought that was really very well done. It made me feel very cheerful and excited, and it almost felt like I was thrown back to nearly 2 decades ago while she was getting married and being hailed by the Ugeli women. Thank you for being a beautiful bride, and I'm glad that the topic allowed you to take us on such a nostalgic journey. Our next, my only feedback was to show your video. I know you had apologized, but we really would have connected more with the story if we were able to see your body language as you exceeded just such joy in reminiscing about your wedding. And next was Toastmaster Millicent, who had to speak on an image of a red-haired bearded man. I love the fact that she tied it into the theme of today's story. She even told us where we could watch the story, told us the cast of the story, and talked about how it was a form of expression and freedom and originality. I love the fact that she also gave a call to action when she said, feel free to find a good channel to express your style. I thought that was really very well done. Thank you for telling a story, and thank you for giving us a call to action. Next, we had Toastmaster Uche, who spoke on a bearded Black man. And he said, I love the fact that his video was on, and I also love the fact that he started with a quote. That was an easy way to get comfortable with the question. And he says, there is no method to ask. a lovely quote. I also love the fact that he showed vocal variety when he had said that is style in the way he expresses himself. And he gave us a call to action when he says, you have to learn how to be a person with pizzazz and style. And it doesn't matter what people are saying. It is the way you put it together that shows the world your style. So maybe you should change your flaws into your style. Thank you. And thank you for also showing vulnerability when you told us about the scar on your face. I know you personally and I've never noticed it. I love the fact that you did that and were able to give us a call to action while talking about style and how your flaws can become a way of showing pizzazz. Our last speaker was Toastmaster SA, and I would listen to the recording to give myself my evaluation. Thank you. That will be all from our table topics evaluation, and well done to all our table topics speakers who participated and all the guests who listened and our table topics masters. I will just very quickly move on now to the evaluation of our speaker. Toastmaster Bukola, are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
Mics and put our hands together for Toastmaster Bukola Ayeni.
Thank you. Thank you.
Toastmaster Bukola, well done for giving such a brilliant presentation. You did a lot of things that I loved in it today. You used visual aids. I'm a big fan of visual aids to way, especially when the goal of a project is to present a vision or plan. You have absolutely implemented brilliantly the goal and met the objective of this project, which was for you to introduce your plan and vision. You told us about how you developed it, and you even showed us your committee and showed the team you worked with. Well done. Specifically, some of the things I loved the fact that your slides, you didn't just come with any slides, you actually used the Toastmasters recommended standard slides. And I thought that is a mark of excellence that we continue to admire on all who have pizzazz in the Toastmasters community. Well done. I also love the fact that you showed your video while speaking, and you used humor so beautifully. For example, when you were like, as you can see, the font for sales is larger than the rest, because that was actually the goal of this project. I found that very funny. I also love the fact that you walked us through like the plans and agenda. You told us of the objectives. You explained the different phases. You told us of both the internal and external resources that were needed. And you even told us about milestones and how important they were in tracking projects. And you listed one of the things we always talk about is that a leader shows how well they lead when they also like acknowledge their team. And you did that with pizzazz. You showed us the images of the people on your team. You showed us their names, their roles, and the list of responsibilities they were able to handle. I thought that was very brilliant. Well done. One of my recommendations, in giving structured or presenting visions and plan, just the way it felt like a lot went into explaining the pre more than the event itself, and then the post. So because it is a plan and the idea or the goal of it is supposed to be, maybe Toastmaster Joy might be the next person that wants to hire you as a project manager. It also helps if she learns how the main project itself went. For example, when you were talking about the poster, I would have loved to maybe hear either maybe one call to action or a personal story or even a quote or data that you're able to collect or learn from learning about the importance of digital currency from the second speaker you hosted. I thought talking about the main event itself, just like you brilliantly showed us a lot in the pre, for the event itself, it would have been helpful to say, okay, we did not meet our milestone, but these were some things we know really maybe stayed with a lot of people or people really liked about it. I like the fact that you also even showed us like the publicity banner in each of the events you had done, or at least some of them. Well done. I also love the fact that you used the word of the day. You showed brilliant pizzazz by using pizzazz. Well done, Toastmaster Bukola. And then I love the fact that you're also very vulnerable to say, okay, we did not get the return of investment. And not just that, you showed another brilliant skills among leaders when you talked about how you actually obviously did an after action review. You went to check back to find out, okay, I have led this project. This was all the amazing milestones we had planned. This was what we were able to do. And we have identified why. What that tells me is I should definitely hire as a project manager, because in case you do not meet the set milestones, I know you have brilliant feedback on how to meet further milestones. All in all, I loved that you met the objective, which was to show us your plan. I love the fact that you use slides. I love how you incorporated humor. And my only other feedback, other than incorporating a personal story, quotes or data framed around the project, I also would recommend maybe more vocal variety. I loved your tone throughout, but it was just like how I'm saying now. I would have loved some time, maybe when you were talking about you did not get the return on investment, and we're like, but after all this, we actually did not get a return on investment. It was very heartbreaking, but it was also learning for me. And at least I was able to find out that it was the agency that I used in choosing, making our choice. Just putting that vocal variety would also let us feel connected to you emotionally in how you had to go through this intense journey with a team. And yet, even if you did not meet all the milestones you wanted, you learned from it. I absolutely love the presentation. I love the styles. Thank you for sharing your plan and vision with us. And I hope you get to have much more success. And back to you, the general evaluator. Okay, I will now be calling on my grammarian, Toastmaster Angelica, to give us her grammarian report. Toastmaster Angelica, our lady who has blessed us with PIZZAZZ today, please come and deliver with PIZZAZZ your grammarian report. Over to you, Toastmaster Angelica. Hello? Sorry, can we hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. I think Toastmaster Angelica is having issues with unmuting or something.
Oh, okay. Let me try to enable her from key one. Okay, while we wait on that, our timer, Toastmaster GBK, just to manage time, could you come give your reports, your timing report, please?
Yeah. Hello, I hope you can hear me. Good evening, everybody.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes. The first speaker was slightly over time in the table topics, Toastmaster Josephine, maybe by 10 seconds. Toastmaster Maleficent was within time. Hello, Toastmaster Maleficent was within time. So was the next speaker, Toastmaster Oche. Toastmaster Eze2 was slightly went over the 2-minute mark, I think by 20 seconds. When it came to the prepared speech, Toastmaster Bukola Ayeni gave us a speech. Her speech was meant to be between 5 to 7 minutes, and her speech was actually 6 minutes, 23 seconds. So she was within time. So that is my timer's report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster GBK, for the report. I would now call on our grammarian, Toastmaster Angelica, to give her evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Angelica.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So sorry I was, having some hiccups when you first introduced me. My apologies to the whole house, please. So our grammarian report. First of all, we had really excellent grammar in today's meeting. I want to congratulate everybody. Thank you, Pecten. Apparently, this is what you're training, so well done. We had excellent grammar throughout today's meeting, and the word of the day was used very well. I think I need to be applauded for bringing a word that was so easy to inject into all our sentences. Okay, thank you. I was really, really impressed by the use of the word of the day. We had a total usage of 25 times. TM Ese used it the most, 9 times. TM Josephine used it 6 times. TM Ekwuchi 5 times. TM Tosin 3 times. TM Bukola 2 times. Forgive me if there's anyone that network didn't permit me to hear, but this is the report that I have, a total usage of 25 times. So well done, everybody, and keep speaking well and learning new grammar, new vocabulary. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, our grammarian, Toastmaster Angelica. Next, I'd like to call on our accountant, Toastmaster Sami.
Thank you, Toastmaster Eshe. Today was almost perfect. Toastmaster Bukola used once, so thrice, and she repeated so basically several times during her speech. Toastmaster Josephine used so twice, and Toastmaster Millicent used once, and that was it. So the perfect day, almost perfect.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sammy, for that feedback. I would now, sorry, just to confirm from our agenda. Yes, I would now move over to my general evaluation participated in the table topic session. One of the graces of being the Vice President Education means you also know that all the feedback you have is to you and your team. I really would like to commend the Toastmaster of the day. She was very, very key in ensuring that this meeting was not only delivered with pizzazz and style, from facilitating role players and getting information. Well done to the Toastmaster of the day. My first feedback for Toastmaster of the day would be joining the meeting on time. We always recommended joining at least 15 minutes to the time. I think that would really help in how it gets the meeting. In terms, this is feedback to the Vice President Education. The meeting agenda actually came in late. I think it would be very nice if at least 30 minutes to the time, all role players get the meeting agenda and also the bios of everyone who would be speaking. Sharing that would really help in ensuring that it goes well. For Pecten as a group, I also would like to share the feedback as it pertains to publicity. It felt like there could have been more publicity around this meeting. We did have up to 14 people on the call, but an average Pecten meeting usually tends to be higher. So I think we as a community should also work towards improving that. In addition, as it pertains to the speech part of the meeting today, this is now the second Pecten meeting that we're very thankful to have speakers come from outside the club, but we are also encouraging all the members of Pecten to be more active in how they pursue their pathways. So we need more members giving speeches within the club. That would really help and make for a much more fun meeting. For the grammarians report, thank you, Toastmaster Angelica. I absolutely agree with you that you did give a very brilliant word. PIZZAZZ is something that was very easy to use and fun to use. And thank you for introducing such a beautiful word. My only feedback to you, part of the role of the grammarian is not limited to just the word of the day usage. We also encourage learning and listening for both proper and improper usage of grammar, be it phrases, words, or even pronunciation. In addition, in recommending people who, for example, share spectacular turn of phrases that we can all learn to emulate from. Thank you, our grammarian. My feedback to the counter, Toastmaster Sammy, thank you for listening in for the pause fillers. Another part of the counter roles is actually the listening, where we also test how well everyone on the call listens to each speech. So it would help if you also share some phrases that were said through the meeting, just as a fun way to test our listening skills. But thank you for actively participating. And then our timer, Toastmaster Jibike, we also encourage in Toastmasters knowing the exact time we use. So there is usually a grace period of 30 seconds added to the table topic session. So when we share our timing, it also helps when we say, oh, this person went over time. We're certain, oh, is it 2 minutes, 30 seconds or 2 minutes, 50 seconds? That would really help just in keeping everyone accountable and understanding the timing usage. And then generally, I loved how the meeting went today. I felt even with the numbers, it was a very fun meeting. I think the theme, the Toastmaster of the day and the word of the day really helped in driving the style and pizzazz that we needed to have a very fun meeting. So I thank you to all the role players. Another grace I have as the Vice President Education is that I know that a lot of our role players really came through within the past
ours. So thank you. We're really grateful on behalf of Pecten for everyone who was able to actively participate, volunteer, and serve in the meeting. The other feedback would just be ensuring all the role players get their right evaluation materials so they are able to know their roles and also participate in it fully. I would also recommend that all role players join in ahead of time, say 15 minutes to the time. We also know how to maybe manage our network. In the meeting, there was always a lot of like network, oh, can you hear me? Can you not hear me? I was also a victim. And my final tip would be for all of us as Toastmasters when we join a call, the person I saw or the two people I noticed that did this very well today was actually the Toastmaster of the day and the grammarian, which is when we rename ourselves when we join the meetings. I'm a victim right now. It's just essay. So no one knows or understands why I'm speaking. We always recommend you rename yourself. For example, as the Toastmaster of the day has done, TMOD_TM. And like the grammarian also did, Angelica Omega bracket grammarian. I think that is one thing we always recommend. We check when we join virtual meetings, just as a fun way for people to know who we are and why we are speaking. But all in all, I thought it was a very brilliant session. Thank you to all the role players. Thank you, Toastmaster Bukola, our speaker, and thank you to our Toastmaster of the day. That is my general evaluation report. I hope the Vice President Education takes all this feedback and along with her team incorporates it into further meetings. Thank you, and back to you, our Toastmaster of the day.
Please, let's give a round of applause to our general evaluator, Vice President Education, table topics evaluator, timer. Okay, so I don't know if all of you saw what she did there, handing over the virtual button to herself all the time. Very interesting. All right, I must say that I've had a great time. I mean, with Pecten meetings, it's always a great time, not to brag, just joining the meetings, and you can tell it's not because it's my club. I just absolutely always enjoy the meetings. There's a certain way we bond here and we conduct our meetings that's just really enjoyable and memorable. So this is your sign to join our next meeting. At the end of the meeting, the president's VP representing the president will come on here and tell us when the next meeting is, and then come to the meeting and prove me wrong or right. I mean, no bias, just come. And if you enjoy the next meeting, then we'll take up the conversation from there. Thank you so much, everyone that joined today. I'm super excited. Thank you to all the 14 participants. I think at some point there were more people. I think at some point we had up to 20, but I particularly love that we had good numbers today. I'll just end by saying this, that style is a reflection of your attitude and your personality. And from this call, I have been able to see without any atom of doubt in me that we all here are people of style, because our attitude and our personality, from our speeches, from how we've just conducted ourselves in general, it shows that we are super, super stylish. You don't have to wear ripped jeans or high-waisted jeans or those really large Balenciaga shoes. Just by how you act and how you deal with people and how you carry yourself, you exude style. So thank you so much for having me today as the captain of this ship. I'm going to relinquish control to the president. I'll just say thanks a lot. And as you go about your week and your month, remember to always put the P in pizzazz. And it's back to you, Madam President.
Please, can we all put our hands together, drop our love notes on the chat box for our Toastmaster of the day, the Slay Mama with pizzazz and style, Toastmaster James Joy Ekwuchi. Thank you so much for such a brilliant, thank you for being an amazing champion of the ship today. We are very grateful, and we absolutely loved everyone who was able to join this call. Thank you for bringing your pizzazz and style, all the comments on the chat box, all the conversations. I am so excited for everyone who was able to join this meeting today. Thanks for joining. I would like to just invite guests. Do we have any guests on the call? Please, in 30 seconds, you can just unmute and either tell us, how did you like about our club? What did you like about it? And would we be seeing you again? I am seeing a face. She looks like a lady of pizza, so I'm already going to call her. I don't know if you'd like to just tell us about your experience of the meeting.
Toastmaster Ogochukwu Sibildu.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's great to be in good company of people with style and pizzazz. Okay, so this second time I'm joining a meeting, and I think it's first time I experienced the breakout sessions and all that. So I would definitely be joining again. It was interesting, and I just love the way everybody is so confident in speaking and expressing themselves. And I'll definitely be here again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ogochukwu. We're delighted to have you. And you used the word of the day. So obviously you are a confident speaker. So you're a lady with pizzazz. And the more you join the Pecten family, trust me, you will now become a perfect embodiment of what it means to be a seasoned communicator with pizzazz and style. You already have style. We can see it. You look very stylish. Thanks for joining. Do we have any other guests on the call? Let me just look through the participants list. Okay. I don't think we have any other guests. The announcement I have, our next meeting is slated for the 15th of November, Tuesday, same time, 4:15 p.m. And it's going to be a fun meeting because it's going to be triple packed. We're going to have speeches. We're going to have drum rolls. We're going to have a training session. I am very excited about that training session, so you do not want to miss it. And our area director is going to be live and direct with pizzazz and style. So it is going to be a fun meeting, like back to back, table set topics, it will choke, manner speeches, it will choke, area director, training. So whichever version you want, if you want to come and learn, if you want to come and talk, if you want to come and listen, if you want to just come and say, I want to be much more stylish in how I communicate, you definitely should not miss that meeting. It's still going to be team style. So come with your pizzazz, come with your willingness to learn, and we'll be very, 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 very happy to have you. Thank you to everyone who has joined on this call. We've been very grateful. This is Pecten environment for you to learn and grow, develop your communication and leadership skills, just to build your confidence and self-growth. We are very grateful to everyone who has joined this call, and we hope that you continue to have a delightful, awesome week filled with pizzazz. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. This meeting is officially adjourned.
Hey, thank you to Pastor SA, President, Cyber GE, Table Topics Evaluator.
Oh my God.
Everyone. Great.